Okay, welcome back to my man cave. I'm not an expert, and I'm just going to give you a short video of how I polish my brass. Start out with corn cob. When I got this from Frankford Arsenal here, poured the corn cob into the Blue Bunny ice cream bucket here, and it came up to the ears, so that's about how I make sure I put the same amount of compound in there every time. And I add new finish car polish, half a cap at a time. They said to add it on while the machine is working here, so you don't get one big glob in the middle. And I like putting it on because it gives the brass a wax coating and keeps it from oxidizing. I did wash the brass one time in a mild acid. All the brass turned out like a spanking brand new penny. You could see yourself in it. Rinsed it off many times, dried it, and the bottom line was it all oxidized in a matter of days. The wax, I'm hoping, keeps a finish on it. Next, I just poured this in there. And these are uncapped brass. I always uncap it. Help clean it up a little bit more. Okay, just going to turn it off for a second here. Put the lid on it. Okay, here's the washer that came with this. It's a wing nut. I found it hard to use. Just got one of these at the hardware store. A lot easier to put on, but I had to drill all the way through it because you can see it's a little bit long. And turn it on. And I usually let that run for 1 hour. So I only let mine run for an hour. Again, this is corn cob media. And my main point is to clean it, but I'm not so concerned about getting it bright and shiny. But you can see it's not bad. This is after 1 hour. Again, I'm not trying to get it as bright as a penny, but I'm just trying to get it cleaned up. And this has gotten all the clean off it, and hopefully it's put in a coat of wax on it. Next part is to filter the media out. And this is the kit I got from Frankford Arsenal. It's nice that it collapses down into itself like this, because then it gives me a place to store it. Otherwise, they take up a lot of room. And you can see putting it on there is not too bad. Go. Put this on here. Pick this up, pour it in here. Bring this around, close it. Put the dust shields on. And you can see this is what it looks like when it's all done. And most people, before they put it away, do check to make sure that no media has gotten in the, yeah, you can see no media is plugging the primer holes. So that's with corn cob media. I was going to show you next with walnut shells. Okay, some people use crushed walnut shells. Turns out the cats use crushed walnut shells also. And I tried using this directly from the fresh crushed shells and putting it in the vibrator, but there's a little bit too much dust in it, so I did find you have to put it through a screen. Just a simple screen I bought from Walmart. You can see all the dust coming out of there. And when most of the dust comes out of there, yeah, that's about good now. You can see it's about 50% dust. I take that and put that in there. That's what I'll be putting in the vibrator. Okay, this one is with the walnut shells. And you can see after I've sifted them, they are pretty coarse. Turn it on. And half a cap of new finish. Oh, 1 hour later here. And about as shiny as a corn cob pieces. I do find that this gets more media stuck in the primer hole, so you have to make sure you get that all out. And I don't know if you can see it, there's a slight powder on them. And to get that slight powder off them, I don't have this problem with corn cobs, but I do have it with this. I throw in a few rags to dust them off. And now they're dust free. So if anybody knows what I'm doing wrong there, or if this is common, please put a note in the bottom there. Thanks for stopping by. This is not an expert.